Hi, this is Cash from Cloud Soldier. Welcome back, everyone, again. As usual, my student is with me. Umar, how are you? Good, good. We have finished like most, but 80% of our AZ-400. So, there's a couple of more important module left, and we're going to be starting new one today. Uh, Develop a security and compliance plan. In this one, we'll talk about first about variables. If say for example, if I just show you a quick, if you go to our um, pipeline, just to show an example how variables looks like. Say for example, if you go to one of our pipeline into say this one, and if we edit, so you can see. So this is a variable pipeline open. For example, not this one. I just want to show you any old one. Right. If I go to pipelines, and say core services, edit. So you can see that there's variables. These are built-in variables defined in a pipeline. And as you know that this is a .NET project, and when we created a build pipeline, it is automatically predicted that this is a .NET project and created the tasks accordingly. So one of that is telling that we have to use this solution, build platform, build configuration is the least. So it's all built in platform. But in this new topic today, what we'll be showing that how to define our own variables in a pipeline. So to explain to that, I can give you a different scenario. Say for example, if you go to our repos and just create a new pipeline, new repository, and we call it say variable demo, and included add a readme file. Click create, and now if we do set up a build, so the code will automatically pick up its .NET. So you can see that when you start that, it gives you startup pipeline, existing Azure pipeline, YAML pipeline, and you can also show more, and accordingly whatever is required you can select accordingly if you need to. So if we start from startup line, is that right? Yeah. So at the moment is nothing in the repo. We got as you can see in the repo, you got no files. Yeah. So it's just a blank. So if you go back again and set a pipeline, and you can see that is a main file. It's just like telling us running like a hello world. Even if we run this, just to see, for example, if we just run this, we can see so it is just a basic an example of showing you how to see. So it's checking out, it won't take long. See if we go to you can see that it is echoing like printing hello world. Can you see that? Yeah. So if I go back to pipeline again and just go to variable demo, edit. So this is, we created a step, and in this way we said script is equal to hello world, display name, run a one line script, and print this onto the screen. So now just for example, for the sake of variables, we'll define some our own variables and see how it works. So I've got a script somewhere. If I go to here, let me copy that and say variable. Right. Copy that, and if you go back to and just take this off and go to re. So basically, we have defined a variable called database server name, and we call it server name. Say for example, cache SQL server, and print this server in the command line in the step here. So if we save it and pipe, so we just we can say that defining our database server name variable. So what do you think what it will print? So this will print what it will print when we run the pipeline. So basically we're defining a variable and okay, so it will define this if you run it. So you just see that if you go to command line, see echo cache. So it has defined what we have defined in our variable database name service is this one. Now you have to understand this. This is running in like a compile time. So when the whole script is running, so it is not running while the script is running. So say for example, this value has been defined already, but you need to define another value of your SQL server to do that. So we can do in such a way. So if I go back to pipeline again, go to this pipeline again, edit. So at the moment it is part of the script, the whole thing that's called compile time running. And now say for example is another value, so we can use a bash command to override this existing value and define a different value. So for that reason, if you go to our, say this is a script, so bash copy and we just add underneath, right? So this is the command in bash task into set variable task.set variable is equal to database name server, which is equal to server 5000, and print this. So tell me, if I save this, what will happen and run it? Well done. So because this is running like it is, this script is running in a runtime, not a compile time, so that's why it will overtake and override this existing value. So if you run it, go to job, oops, something wrong. Oh, we didn't put the bracket, close bracket, I think. Let's go and see what's the error. To edit again. Yes, you can see. No brackets. Save and run. Right, so if you go back, so this time runs, see, now it is giving server 5000. Yeah. So if you go back to pipeline again and go to variable demo, edit. So because it is running in a runtime, this bash script, so it will take this value. Yeah. Now, say for example, there's another way you can do the same thing, but say for example you got a script running there and you want to get this value again in a compile time, like when you're running the whole script. So we could have done first time like not using this in line number 18, but we want to use this line number 13 again, this value. So to do this, if I just copy that, there's another way. So if we do this script, copy that, there's another way, copy, just make sure, be careful with indentation, otherwise it will work. So if you just go back a little bit, so it will give us error. So you have to make sure just underline. See, so this time it will run the script on the runtime. It will take the value from this variables. You can see that variables. Yeah. So if you validate, so what do you think? What we'll get now? No, we'll get cache SQL Server because it is running on runtime and it will take the value from variables. So variables dot database server name. So if you run it, just run that please. So we got this running in, and let's see. Say, yeah, because one we did compile time and the other one is runtime. So the first one it gives the like compile time value, and the second one is the second one is compile time. This is a runtime. So both it gives both the variable values. So look, this is for server 5000, which is done, and this command it will take it from the existing variable. So for example, if I show you again, so if we change so this command line number 21 is picking up the variable from here, and this is the one, and this is the one it is doing on the runtime. So what we will see in our upcoming example, we'll understand better. Yeah. Right, welcome back again. So in this exercise, what we're gonna do, we use variables in our pipeline. So to do this, let's go to our portal, and we create a web app and an SQL server, and we'll define that variables such as for the database password and database name and SQL server name in our our release pipeline. Is instead of hard coding it, we'll define it as a variables. Okay, so let me create these SQL app and web app, and I'll come back to you. Right, so hi Amar again. So what we doing in this exercise, creating variables in our pipeline and deploy our app into our as a release pipeline. So as you know, we have just done it. You can see that we created pipeline, we created this app, we created this cache SQL server and all that, and finally we got this um, home page for this app with the creation of table and everything. So what we will be doing, so we repeat this process. So what we'll do, we repeat this process and to show exactly how it works, and we'll define our variables, and I need your input and help on this here. So what we do, um, let's create a let's go to a one of, say for example, take this pipeline, say we take our what we just created just now. No, yes, we created release, we created this release here, variable release pipeline. So what we'll do, we go and replicate that, clone that, yeah. So we call it this one, copy, and say release pipeline demo, yeah, right. And you know that, so what I'll do, or we should be actually, because we have got the variables and everything already here, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to show you from the beginning. So let's try creating a release, leave it, and from the what we had, secure deployment, so we clone from here, so clone, and it's got 5 tasks we will sort out. So we got already the artifact which is the code we deployed using our SQL Studio, remember? So we're just using the artifacts from this, just like a code to deploy the application on top of it, yeah. So what we do, we copied it and we call it variable release pipeline demo, yeah, and save it. So now you got artifacts and how many tasks we have. We don't need these tasks because we're not creating our SQL app. Why is, we could have used that, but we already created it. So in this one we created the Azure Web App using CLI, and SQL was using CLI. We could have done that way, would have been easier, but we did manually. So we just remove the selected task, remove the selected task, yeah. So we got this. So what this will do, it will create a SQL table creation into our database, which I showed you before. Obviously this is from an old pipeline, but I'm showing you again. So if you go back again, let me close this not to confuse you, right. So shall we delete the old one or not? If you go, because we had this variable pipeline, I just want, I don't like, because we're going to use the values from existing apps. So if you just delete this release pipeline, no need, because I just want like let's do from scratch. So that's done, yeah. So what we have now, if we go to release over here, sorry. So now we got creation and everything. So first thing what we do, that this is fine, this is fine. Azure service connection type, Azure manager is fine. SQL database. So what do we do first of all for our SQL server? Instead of putting this value, yeah, So what you're going to be using here, let's make a copy of this. So we have created, close that. So we have created this app. So if we copy this, copy, and we call it our app name. We can call it this web app name, which is this one. And then we have, what is our server name? So we call it SQL server name, and we call this one, and password. What was the code somewhere? So if you go to our SQL password, so we call this one, say, DB password. So we call it as a database password, DB password, and we defined it here, PSWORD123 exclamation. Yeah, so we'll define these three variables now. So web app name, and if you go to variables, add web name. What's the value of web name? So we go back again, cache. So basically we are defining these variables so it doesn't show as to anyone what we are doing using it. Yeah, it's like hiding and everything. Okay, so and now we create the second variable, which is a SQL server name, or you can call it server FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Yeah, FQDN. So we call it FQDN. Copy, go back to our add here again, and what was it? You can copy from here. This one, SQL database. Yeah, that's a fully qualified domain name. Copy that, and just to find this value. Now the third one, which is the password. The password, copy, add, and the value is PASSWORD123 exclamation mark. Excuse me. If you guys want to see how the web app and SQL database created, it's quite simple. You can watch one of my old videos and you can see how to do that. There's no point doing it again here. Okay, so we can do a lock button here so people can't see. See, save it, and we got this. Now we define our variables in our pipeline. So if you go to pipeline, where is it going? Where is this going? Yes, release. Where is it? Demo? Yeah, this one. Oh, what happened? We didn't save it. Right. Yes, it was there actually. Let me check. It is recording. Yes. So we have defined these variables. Now what we do? Go to pipeline, go to task, and go to SQL creation table. Instead of server name, what did we call it? SQL FQDN name. two names in there. And second, so what did we define here? So we copy from the SQL of two names. Let's call it one and save it. So copy that, copy, actually just duplicate this, and if you go to pipeline, task, creation, and we define as a variable and close our parentheses and input dollar. So like you said, don't worry about this red, it's just a spelling saying. Our database is called CacheDB, so we change this to CacheDB. SQL. Now we have also defined a variable for our password, which is db password. Copy, and we go to pipeline, and what happened here? Did we save it? Oh yeah, this one. So if we do this to db password in brackets, db password and $sign. Yeah, oops, outside. Right, and this thing we have done from basically these are SQL statement file, like inserting tables into our database while using inline script, and so that is done. Save it. Right, so if you go to our web app now, change this to whatever name, and our app name is now, what is it? Cache 778. So if you go to cache 7878, yep. So if we do to so app name, what did we call it? So we called it web app name here. Dollar parentheses, oops, dollar parentheses web app name, and that's it. Windows and this one. So again, dollar web app name and resource group. So what is the resource group called? Just copy that. Slot production, just leave it like yes. So we need to make changes over here. So I have just copied that over in our so I've changed the server name to mine, cache DB and everything. You can see from here. So if I copy this, all that, I just change the settings. Yeah? Go to and just replace that with this. Control V and save. That's all done. Anything else left? So SQL user. So we got SQL user here. Where? All right. User. Also, there's a option here. There's option here we can set up as a releasable time. So we don't want to set up this releasable time. Set up releasable times, release time. So this is fixed. So if we save it and create release, let's see what happens. So the whole purpose of this is to just define variables in our pipeline. Did we change the cache DB and everything? Let's see if we see any error. So it is downloading the artifacts. Now it is creating the SQL table. So let's see. Setting looks good. That's good. Perfect. So yes, and now if we go to our app and copy this and go to copy and paste to our URL. Right, so we can, here we go. So we have successfully deployed a pipeline using variables. Right, okay. So I hope this is informative today, and what we'll do in our next lesson, we'll come back and do variable groups in pipeline, classic pipelines, and then we carry on with all this stuff. Thank you very much for your time. I hope it's informative. Please subscribe and share this video, and any issues or any comment, please come back to me. Thank you very much.